Howdy gang, and welcome back. Boyd here with you. This is part 3 of our Mad Max Interceptor build. This is the 1/24 scale Aoshima kit, and we've got the model pretty much all finished up now, guys. It's quite a bit of work since our last video. We did a little update on the work we did on this car on our Model Shop Guys broadcast from last Saturday night. That's episode 41. We showed some of the wiring and the lighting getting put into the body, and some of the work we did on the chassis. And you can check out that segment there if you want to see that in a little bit more detail. It's about halfway through the episode. And we did a little bit more painting work on it and everything since then and got it all put together. But you can see it turned out pretty nice. We worked really hard on the paint job on this. We used some real automotive finishes. We used basic black and then a couple coats of clear. And then we did some hand polishing in between. You can see we've got the gloss black on the car, and we've got the matte black where we have the areas on the hood, the lower front bumper, around the wheel arches, and then it wraps around the rear wheel arch and up around the back. And then we have the back end of the car blacked out here that you can see. Pay no attention to my wires there, guys. Those are all going to get hidden once we mount this on our base, our diorama that we're going to build, and we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But we did quite a few modifications to this model, as you guys know. We used a resin conversion kit from we got from TM Resin, a seller on eBay. And then we modified the tires here, adding some BF Goodrich Radial TA decals. We got those from our good friend Joe over at Fireball Models. You can check Joe's website out at www.fireballmodels.com. Joe's got a nice little website over there, guys. He carries all these different tire decals in 1/24th and 1/25th scale. And he's also got a lot of aftermarket resin parts for detailing for 1/24th and 1/25th scale cars. So good little website over there, some neat stuff you can find, so I hope you check that out. Thanks again, Joe, for getting these out to us. And then up here at the front, you can see on the headlight covers here, the kit comes with some decals, and after I put them on, I really wasn't too happy with how they looked, so I just discarded those, and I wound up making some masks and painting those on, and I think they look a little bit better. They look a little bit more crisp, and they definitely lay down on there a little bit more flat, so I was happy with that. And we replaced all the kit glass. The kit glass was pretty poor for this kit, actually. It was really thick, and it was kind of blurry, so if you looked in there, you really couldn't see very clear. So we used some 015 sheet styrene and replaced the windshield. We made the quarter window glass here with the little simulated gasket on the edge there, the rubber gasket, and then we did the rear window, which you can see there, which has a little bit of a curve to it, and being that that's flexible, we were able to fit that in there pretty well. And here on the sides, you can see our zoomy pipes that we talked about. We used a little tool to sort of expand those just a little and make them a little flared looking. In the Road Warrior version of the car, they're just kind of some rusty looking straight pipes that stick up. And they look a little different, so we tried to replicate the way it looked more in the first film. And then in the rear of the car, it sat up a little too high for my taste, so I shaved off just a little bit of the rear spring shackle mount and brought it down just a little bit. It's not very much, just a little. And I think they had the car set up for the bigger tires and the more ground clearance that we saw in the Road Warrior, because that's how this kit is basically designed to be built. But we've got all that taken care of. And then we added some lighting, and we'll light the car here for you in just a second. Up here on the top, you can see we did the blower assembly. And this is a special edition of the kit, which includes the metal parts for the blower. I really like how that looks. The lower half of it sort of has that more cast look like it should, and then on the upper half, the Scott injector and the scoop is supposed to be a little bit more polished, so we polished that up a little bit and used some all-clad polished aluminum on that to get that to pop a little bit more. And then we added a couple little of those of the little rubber fuel lines that we saw in the car during the film to give it a little bit more detail. And here you can see the paintwork on the other side of the car. Really turned out nice. I'm really happy with that. Let's go ahead and turn the lights on here for you, and we'll show you how that looks. And you can see we have our blue police beacon in the interior, and we have our lighting here at the front with our headlamps and our driving lamps there at the bottom. Now, I was talking to Ralph at Tenant Controls about a little board for this to make our beacon flash, our police beacon on the interior of the car, and we're going to have that working, but I decided to also incorporate a little special effect at the lower part of the car where we have those driving lights. Those will wig-wag back and forth and strobe like we see on kind of modern police cars. I thought that might be a neat effect to add to this. I don't know if it had it or not in the film, but it'll give it a little bit of action in the front. And those will activate at the same time we push our button for our police beacon. And that should look pretty sweet. If I turn the model here a little bit here for you, you can see that we have also our taillights here at the rear, which we did in a nice amber in the center and a red trailing off in the edges. It looks pretty nice. And in the interior there you can see we've got our police radio lit up with the little indicator lights on that up on the ceiling. And then we have a little map light, if you can see it on the bottom of that, that shines down directly onto the shifter in the front part of the dash. It shows up really nice in some low light. I did that to, you can kind of see it through the front of the windshield there pointing down. I did that to highlight the detail in there so you could see that iconic shifter when we were looking at the model in low light, you know, with the blower switch on there, the red knob for activating the blower, and some of the other equipment. I thought that might be okay because police cars often have equipment in there and they kind of have those little map lights and stuff in there to light all that stuff up. And just wanted to add that little detail. And so everything's looking really good on this, guys. We're really happy with it. It turned out great. You can see it's got a nice little steerable front end here too. This is a really nice little kit. Now, talking about the diorama here a little bit, we mentioned that we were gonna, I originally thought of doing a chase scene. I found a 1/24 scale Kawasaki KZ1000. It's a little die cast. I couldn't find a model of it, unfortunately, but the die cast looks pretty good. We're going to dirty that up and make it look period correct. It's a mid to late 70s Kawasaki bike, so it's correct for this diorama that we're doing. And I since that idea came up with another idea where we found a nice little Mad Max figure in 1/24 scale in the actual Main Force Patrol uniform and everything from Monsters in Motion. It's an actual Mad Max figure, and he's kind of walking, carrying his sawed-off shotgun. So we're going to have a scene where he pulls up and finds the bike tipped over kind of thing, and he's walking to check it out. That should look pretty cool, so we'll show you all that. I want to say a shout out also to Transition Modeler again, because not only did he have some great tips on building this kit and where to find everything, but he also had some great tips on his videos about building the diorama and using some crushed cork to simulate the road and all that. So we're going to incorporate some of that stuff into our build up a couple of those signs that we saw, the high death area signs and all that. That should be pretty neat. It'll be another week or so and we'll show you some progress on the diorama, but we just wanted to show you the car today. So we hope you enjoyed this one, guys. It's been a lot of fun. I want to just mention real quick, if you're interested in one of these kits, again, they're showing over at Entertainment Earth that this kit's going to be released again on the 15th of June for about 45 bucks. So that's a good deal considering that these kits are normally way over $100 on eBay. They've been on a production for a little while. And it's the super detailed kit, supposed to come with some extra photo etch parts and all that. And I'm probably going to get one of those as well and build the desert version of the car, the Road Warrior version. So we have them both, and we'll show you that a little bit later on too. But there's your chance to get one of these. And hopefully, if the kit doesn't come with the right parts, maybe now that they'll be available again and not so expensive, maybe the resin guys will gear up and make a conversion kit that includes the console and the lower half of the back seat and the other stuff that we need. So hopefully that'll get done. So anyways, guys, we had a great time with this one. Again, thanks for watching and checking it out. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about this and how we lit it or anything else we did, we'll be happy to answer it for you. And again, thanks for checking it out, guys. We'll see you in a little bit with some more action on the channel here with some other stuff we got going on. Until we do, take care, everybody, and happy modeling, everyone.